All right, we got 5 minutes on the clock. What's your name and the name of your podcast show?
My name is Austin Hare, and our podcast is called Helping Healthcare Scale.
Awesome. Now, what's one thing you think podcasters need to do if they want to grow or monetize their show?
What we did in our case was we essentially had our business sponsor our podcast. And so our business is, spearheading everything on the back end. And so we want to utilize our podcast to essentially pay it forward, provide value to the listeners, talk about strategies, and then hopefully we can do deals with people that we bring on as guests.
Yeah. See, it's brilliant because a lot of people will stand up a podcast show and, they have their own business, but they try to go external to get sponsorships. And it's hard to sell sponsorships. We've done it successfully, but it's hard. It's a lot of work. Why not sponsor your own show? What other benefits? So you say you might do deals with your guests. What other benefits do you have with sponsoring your own show through your existing business?
Yeah. When you one thing is that you kind of move from consumer to producer, right? And so when you create your own show, you're now a content producer. And anytime that you produce content, there's a level of credibility, but it works on a spectrum. And so as you get better and better at producing content, then that credibility level goes up and up and up. And so, if anybody, like in our case, we're utilizing social media to grow our podcast too. And so we're trying to take highlights from each of the recording, put it on social media, and then provide value for everybody listening. And so that way, like, my goal personally is not ever to monetize the podcast via sponsorships. Like that was never even, I thought about it and quickly exited out just because I don't want to go that route, because I just think that playing the long game, the get rich slow scheme is a lot more beneficial or conducive to our goals. And so for us, we want to bring people on the show that we can hopefully do business with, that we can do deals with. Maybe we strike something on the show, maybe we talk about it afterwards, but you're building a relationship with that person. And then also when you're providing content and creating content, then you're increasing your credibility, because now maybe you've got some prominent guests that have come on your show. And now maybe somebody else is watching or scrolling your social media, or you're friends with them, or you send them a clip of you doing a podcast or a recording or interview with somebody that they find credible, right? And so, at the end of the day, it's like a lot of work, right? But everything that's worth doing is. And so I think for me, I decided this is part of what I do. Like I block off time in the calendar. It's not like a side hustle. It supplements what we're already doing. And I have a focus on just getting better. And, truthfully, I have like a unhealthy addiction to podcasts. I consume way too many. Actually, if I have any New Year's resolutions this year, it's going to be cut back on the amount of podcasts because it's hard to retain it all.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I also have an unhealthy addiction to podcasts. We're going to do 5 interviews today, and we're cranking. So I like you, am addicted to this thing. It's fun. You meet a lot of great people.
It's fun.
I've for new podcasters out there looking to start, and they have a business and their podcast doesn't really associate with the business, so it kind of pulls them. What are the warning signs about that, and why did you focus on synergistic? Your podcast supports your business supports it podcast.
Yeah, I worked with Alex Hormozi personally back in 2017, back when he was doing Gym Launch, and he has a saying about the girl in the red dress. And so what it means is that represents a distraction. It references the matrix, where a lot of business owners will be trying to do their business, their core focus. And then what happens is that they will get distracted by all these little girls in the red dress, right? Just like in the movie. And so for me, when I looked at podcasting, I didn't want it to be a distraction. I wanted it to supplement what we're already doing. And so that's why for us, we kept it within commercial real estate, and specifically, we kept it within healthcare. And so what we focus on in terms of our guests, our content, is all about, essentially scaling a multi-site healthcare group or scaling a healthcare group. And, that was just a decision that we made early on, because, you look at, if people are splitting their time between 4 different things, giving 25% effort or attention to each of them, you can't compete against somebody who's doing 100% all in on one of those things that you're focusing on. And so, I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, that's brilliant, man. What a great clip right there. What's the name of your podcast show? Because I want all the listeners to go check out your show, give it a raving review, and connect with you, and maybe do a healthcare deal.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, please, reach out. Check it out. It's just called Helping Healthcare Scale. And, you'll see me as the host, and we got a little colorful icon as the photo.
Very cool. And also American Ninja Warrior champion right there. So good having you on, Austin. Everybody, thanks for tuning in.